play. Let's see what the options are. Brightness, let's turn down the audio a little bit. That's good.
Once upon a time, the infamous rover Reynardo plundered the floating isles. Then his mother called him to her deathbed. "Swear to me that you won't die on the gallows," she rasped. Reluctantly, he swore. And he whiled away his days at home with music, cards, and wine. But the Emperor had changed. He'd been good once, a shy, almost humble toad. He'd built universities. Then people started whispering about mass graves in the woods, midnight rituals, victims screaming.
My kind of
The
guy.
Imperial Ravens would round up entire villages, and no one ever returned. The Ravens had come to Ubar scouting for ancient books said to be of great power. But the librarians had hidden the books, so they'd burnt the librarians. The citizens, outraged, had driven them off. The Ravens had come back with dropships. The kid had fled with one of those books. He was brave and dumb and wanted to join the rebellion. And Reynardo promised his mother he'd protect him.
Okay, the music started, but it's still loading.
Looking down,
There we go.
watching his sit. Sorry, kid. Reynardo told the kid. Look, if we give them the book, they'll leave you alone. My mother died for this book! I promised her I'd protect you. Oh, damn it. The kid had run off. With the book, of course. So
Of
Reynardo
course,
had to
fucking
run
kid.
The two ravens were staring at the kid like he was their dinner, which probably was what was in their tiny brains. "Hey," Reynardo said. They cocked their heads at him. "Pick on someone as ugly as you." Wait, that didn't come out right. "For the Emperor!" The ravens cawed and rushed at him.
Oh yeah. Fucking hell. We'll attack press to counter. Alright. Eat shit. Fucking ravens. No, that's nothing.
A drop flew overhead. He hoped they hadn't noticed him. The kid.
Square to grab. Alright.
Oh, right. The Gate of Heroes. Someone's idea of a joke, making the Skyship Docks a gated community. You needed a hero's sword to open it. And the kid was on the other side of the gate.
How the fuck did the kid get there?
Get you through. Promise me you'll take the book to the rebels. Or I'm gonna steal your ship. I'm not taking that damn book anywhere. And neither are you. Try and stop me, laughed the kid. I bet you don't even have a hero sword. And with that, the kid hopped away. Had to hand it to the kid. was an idiot, but he had guts. Where was Reynardo going to get a hero sword? Ore and wind essence? That sounds about right. I'll need a workshop, though. Perfect.
Current level, special power. Looks badass. Need to upgrade the selected sword. You have enough resources to craft your first sword now.
Hero sword. QED.
Now I got a hero sword, you fucking rabbit prick.
This is what he got for settling down and finding people to care about. The kid's mum had been a swell cook, and she'd laughed at Reynardo's jokes, even when he didn't know who'd made one. And then the ravens had come to burn her. And she'd made him promise to protect the kid. But she never told him where the book was. Just the kid. He came up to a ledge. It was too far to jump. There'd been a bridge here before, hadn't there? And there was Peter, giggling at him.
Fuck you, Peter.
Across? He asked the kid. Where'd you find a hook? I harped, said the kid. Wise-ass kid. Hey, look out behind you. Cute, said Reynardo. Ah, ravens. It was time to talk some sense into the kid. He took his way across the ledge and chased the kid down. Thing was, he hadn't used his hook since he'd retired. Damn it. Maybe if he meditated at that altar there.
How convenient.
Skills.
Your skill points, spend your skill points, auto scatter through random.
It was starting to come back to him. Something you never completely forgot, like how to freeze time when attacking. The more he fought, the more he'd probably remember.
Freeze time when attacking, that's awesome. Fucking vats and shit.
And there was the Farfarer. She was the fastest ship he'd ever known. She could do the Kestra run in 12 furlongs. Well, so the salesman had told him. And something told him the kid was about to walk into an ambush. Stop! He shouted. I'm not giving you the book! Shouted the kid, and took off. No!
For fuck's sake.
Peter! The kid ran for it, and a goggler nailed him with its eyepiece.
Oh fuck, they got the kid.
The book was unburned. Next to it were the buckles from the kid's shoes, and a kid-sized pile of ashes. Damn it. Why hadn't he lied and told the kid he'd take the book to the rebels? The kid would be alive now. Really pissed off and betrayed, but alive. Oh, damn it. Reynardo picked up the book. He couldn't let the Empire have it now. He was going to have to get it out of there. He'd be a wanted man. Probably have to join the rebellion just to have a place to dock. Well, he'd hated home life anyway.
Nothing wrong with a bit of docking.
What was the big deal about this book anyway? Maybe he should open it and find out. All that had been years ago. How many? The war was a blur. And now
Oh,
3
God.
Raven scout ships were chasing him.
PTSD.
Where are you running, rebel? Cawed the Raven captain over the loud hailer. Renato could see them cranking up their catapults. "Just going out for milk?" Renato yelled back. "Where can you run?" laughed the Raven horribly. Far behind him, another city was burning. The dark cloud above its island was thousands of Imperial ships. The fleet was doing a thorough job. "Take us to the rebel base, and we'll spare your life!" it called. The entire jury-rigged rebel fleet was only a few islands to the east. Beyond that were only the pillars of heaven, a sea of endless blood-colored tornadoes. The rebellion was out of time.
Sounds lovely.
Unless Renato could bring a game-changer. Maybe he could. Renato had found out where he could find the pieces of the Sky Ripper, the legendary weapon that had exiled the lost gods. Surely a legendary weapon could win the final battle. His old friend Lupino had sent Renato a desperate message saying he had a bridge to save the rebellion. If Renato could only rescue him. Renato dived the Farfarer towards the abyss. As he felt the heat of the jet stream, the Raven ships peeled off, not stable enough to follow him down there. Now it was time to choose. Lupino or the Sky Ripper.
Fuck. Lupino sounds... Well, Lupino sounds kind of Italian, so fuck that Italian. Let's go build the Sky Ripper.
Every child knew about the Sky Ripper. The Transcendent Emperor had buried its pieces. What could have brought them to light? This Emperor, Isengrim III, had once been kind. He'd gone mad. And now he was conducting secret, obscene rituals to bring back the lost gods. Had he, somehow, summoned the long-lost components of the legendary weapon out of the deep places of the earth? It was more than Renato could fathom. But if he could find a legendary weapon, he would use it. As he set foot on the island, Renato could not help but feel a tinge of guilt. He'd left Lupino behind. He hoped the Mad Rabbit had somehow escaped the Ravens. He hoped they hadn't eaten him. If they had, he hoped they hadn't eaten him alive. Why had he chosen the Sky Ripper? Renato never made plans that required constant vigilance. He was a hero. He didn't think too much. He just went with his gut and hoped it all worked out. The Sky Ripper was a long shot. He'd have to devote himself to it. No side journeys, no rescuing old friends. That was against his nature. Could he stick with it?
Get the Sky Ripper armature.
Who needed bridges anyway?
Alright, I have no idea what sort of... I have no idea what's happening right now. Fuck, 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 fuck.
Ha! Bet you never saw that coming.
Huh. Wrong sword, fuck.
The people who had built this castle, did they even know what monstrous weapon lay hidden within their walls? The Sky Ripper could destroy anything it touched, or so the legend said. As the Transcendent Emperor had fought the Lost Gods, thousands of thousands had died. But Reynardo had been through wars. The only merciful war was a short one. Hero Wall. Hero Sword. Ice Wall. Ice Cube.
Is this me? Does the narrator not seem to know what the fuck he's talking about?
Reynardo had learned so much. It was time to turn it into something he could use.
Oh, what the fuck? Fuck. There we go. I didn't realize I was playing fucking Metal Gear Solid. Fuck. This is easy.
Everybody knew you shouldn't trust a raven further than you could throw one.
Again, easy. Jesus. Put up a challenge, would you? There we go. This really is not too difficult. Like dungeon crawler. Exalta.
It was starting to come back to him. Something you never completely forgot. Like how to freeze time when attacking. The more he fought, the more he'd probably remember.
Seriously, someone tell me how to freeze time.
There it was. Sky Ripper's armature. The stuff that dreams are made of. Engineers' dreams, anyway. The device was intricate. No one alive had the skill to make a thing like it. How was it part of a weapon at all? He'd have to ask a scientist. But first, he'd get the second piece. Sky Ripper had a heart. A core that had come to rest on the next island. Well, there was another island he could reach. Zenobia had just invaded it with her father's Raven battalions. She must be encamped there still. But fighting Zenobia now That made no sense at all. He'd already sacrificed one friend to get this armature, was it? He didn't need to hurry to face her. She would find him.
Let's finish getting the Scarab.
He'd sacrificed his old friend Lapino to get the armature. And the armature was useless by itself. Only a series of coils and wheels. War demanded sacrifices. And he would make more before the end. He would have to choose the greatest good, no matter how much it cost him. Zenobia. Well, he would see her sooner or later, across a battlefield or a sword's point before all this was over. He was sure of that. The power was in the core. Obviously, he had to get the core.
Had to get the core.
He looked up at the old trees around him, big and so old. They'd been there before he was born, and they'd be there after he'd passed into legend. Was he confronting his own unimportance? What had got into him? He was no philosopher. Anyway, who cared? He was plenty important. He was a hero, and soon he'd prove it.
I'm being followed by that thing. The Sky Ripper Core. Sky Ripper Core. Sky Ripper. Before we jump down there, let's... Yes.
This chest was filled with old concert t-shirts. And something useful.
How did that just walk through? I had to jump down.
There was something sour in the air. Like the earth had ruptured over something that had been fermenting for a very long time.
No will to live.
Can't we just agree to disagree? Said Renato. No? There were fewer and fewer trees. There were only these huge crystalline growths. Had those been here before? He no longer heard birds except for the feverish cawing of the ravens when they attacked. He couldn't smell the small animals of the forest. The mice and rabbits.
You should probably be thankful for that.
And he was getting hungry too. This was an unhealthy place to be.
Slice. There we go.
The 20-sided core made him feel physically sick. Once he had sneaked into a temple of the dark art, and he hadn't liked what he smelt and saw there. This felt like that. As quick as he could, he wrangled the icosahedron into the armature. The wheels began to spin, then glow. The sick feeling quickly spun away. Now he only felt sad. He had lost good friends for this war apparatus. He carried his prize back to the Farfarer. Now, he had to make his next move. There was a key Imperial outpost on the Nexus. If this really was some sort of super weapon, he could use it to wreak havoc on the enemy. And if it wasn't, well, better to know that before the final battle. But
that's true.
Maybe he should show it to some scientists first. There was an observatory on the Nexus. Maybe he should go there before he fired it.
Fuck the scientists. Let's try this firsthand.
Had never been much of a student. At Swordfu school, he'd never read the books, just looked at the pictures. And Zenobia. But weapons he understood.
That's
his gut told
kind
him
of
that the
creepy.
Skyripper would work great. He would use it to take out the Imperial outpost. And what's the worst that could happen? The thing wouldn't work, and then he'd take it to the scientists. Right? Exactly.
That sounded very foreshadowy. I don't think that's what's gonna happen at all. That narrator gave me a bad feeling.
As he set out down the path, Renato wondered why the parts of the Skyripper had only surfaced now, thousands of years after the Transcendent Emperor had discarded it. This Emperor, Isengrim III, had performed terrible, bloodthirsty rituals to invoke the lost gods. Perhaps that was bringing up lost artifacts. How perfect, then, that the Skyripper would reappear to be his destruction.
It is pretty ironic, yes.
He felt like Tarzan.
So Tarzan is an actual thing in this world. What the fuck is that? Void Box fires will damage everyone in the area once it explodes. Oh, fuck. Restart that. Oh! And slice. Leveled up. Oh yeah.
He was tired of slaughtering ravens. Maybe it was
How
time
could you
to
get
test
tired
out
of
the
slaughtering an
new
entire
weapon. He
race?
turned a knob
That's
in the
fun.
Skyripper. It made strange mechanical noises. The wheels spun faster. It began to hum.
Nothing's
The
spinning.
Skyripper was following his every step. At least it acknowledged him as the master. But there was no trigger. How was he supposed to fire it? Fire, he said. Nothing happened. Well, maybe it just needed to warm up. After all, it hadn't been fired in thousands of years. Renado's blood was up. He just needed to smash something.
With her essence, wind essence. Not the fucking gems. Gem socketing. This is a gem socket menu where you can equip powerful gems and with defensive and defensive. 3 sockets. Oh. Fuck yes, that was amazing. Press the fucking button. Slash.
The Sky Ripper was making a whining noise now, and its wheels were spinning so fast he could no longer see them. Renado had a thought. Please? He asked. The Sky Ripper began to glow. Boom! The outpost burst into flame. Ravens flapped out screaming, wings on fire. The base was his.
Fuck those ravens. Let them burn.
Hopping out. Renado! It croaked, sounding like a toad version of Zenobia.
Don't use the Sky Ripper. It will destroy the world.
Yeah, sure it will, cracked Renado. Pull the other one.
If you don't trust me, go see Calaveras. He'll tell you the same thing.
Oh, she would say that. That sounded sensible. Why did she always have to sound sensible all the time? Oh, it was infuriating. Of course she would say that. He was supposed to hurry and bring the Sky Ripper to the Council so the rebels could actually win the war. But what if she was right? Damn it.
Fuck the planet. If it wins, it's just a couple dead people.
Not let Zenobia get into his head with her logic and her wisdom and her appeals to reason. He was a fox. He'd go with his instincts, and it would all work out like it always did. He was sounding like a reckless idiot, even to himself. But if there was one thing Renado could never bring himself to do, it was turn back on a decision he'd made.
Stubborn asshole.
Imperials were flapping and cawing all around the ruins. They must be panicking with rumors flying of the superweapon. Maybe they hoped to find and destroy the base before he could put the Sky Ripper into action. The Sky Ripper was whining and heating up. It would be time to use that energy soon. Hey.
Renata felt a little better.
Stop narrating me, you dickhead. Definitely use that. Oh, that frame rate drop. Holy fuck.
Well, they really needed to redecorate anyway.
Shut the fuck up!
Bench. Renato wondered what he could make with it.
Upgrade. Activate magic swords. Says to switch swords. Alright. Let's give this a shot. Find some enemies to kill.
Firewalls only let you through if they think you're hot enough.
I'm hot, motherfucker.
Talking about this was a fantastic weapon. Ravens burst into flames with just a touch of its killer beam. He was tempted to leave it on all the time, but he didn't want to accidentally slice off some council toad's head or tongue. She'd been trying to distract him. Well, this time, no one was going to distract him.
Oh yeah.
He blinked.
Fuck. These things are fucking easy. I thought they would have been harder. Like, if they moved faster or something, they would have been incredibly hard. But they're so slow. Fuck. Can't believe I just got caught while saying they're easy. Fucking shame. Shame on me.
Huh? A lever? That was new. Most people still use doorknobs.
What the fuck are you talking about? I had to use like 13 levers so far.
Long stairs. So he was close to the rebel base. Nothing was on fire. So far, so good.
Leveled up again. Activate.
As he headed towards the council chamber, Renato felt everyone watching him.
You saved the rebellion, said the council speaker. Frankly, we were afraid you'd turn aside to save that idiot Lapino. If you never make sacrifices, he said, you're probably not doing the right thing. The speaker nodded.
Are you ready to lead the charge?
Let's roll, he said, with grim satisfaction. Renato set sail for the fleet. The Sky Ripper had lost its wine. It was humming now, as if it had taken some time to seat properly. He had always been irresponsible. This time, he'd done the right thing, made the hard decisions. He was a real hero. He hadn't let himself be distracted by old friends or old lovers turned enemies. Finally, he could be proud of himself.
Whatever helps him sleep at night.
He was ready. So was Sky Ripper. The Sky Ripper had a will of its own. It picked out its own targets and set them on fire.
Now, this was going to be a short battle.
Fire!
He'd set the ships on fire if he didn't need them to get to the Emperor. And he wondered if he'd see Zenobia, or if she'd flee. Wouldn't she be proud of him? At least, a bit of respect. He'd become an all-conquering hero.
The Sky Ripper on the Emperor.
Renato felt like he was ready to learn new things. Thank goodness he didn't have to go to school for that.
For some reason I have a feeling this is ending very quickly.
He could travel at night, so long as there were ravens to set on fire.
Fuck your flag. Burn it. Do it. Do it.
It was always a rush.
Fuck. Return to checkpoint, I guess. Fuck your flags! Let's go!
felt ready to take on new powers.
This is easy.
There was a parchment on a signpost. It was from her.
Every time you fire, you risk the destruction of the universe. That's insane. We surrender.
Yeah.
A trick? Maybe she really believed it. He could hear horns blaring the retreat. Maybe it was true. Maybe they had one.
Don't trust them. Let's do it. Elevator down.
It was a bit windy up here.
Oh, what the fuck? Those are some slow cannonballs. What the fuck? Good of luck, your tech. Grab and throw another grunt into him and his shield will be knocked away. Oh fuck! In the hell? Come on, so close to leveling up. Oh,
And
shit.
there was Zenobia, wearing the white robes of surrender. She came and kneeled before him. Why didn't you listen to me? I was trying to save you too. You're the enemy, he said. I was never your enemy, Renato. Then she spoke a terrible word and made a gesture with her hand. She stopped moving, covered in frost, and he wondered why she'd frozen herself. Then the Sky Ripper froze, and then, for a moment, he felt very cold, and discovered that he couldn't move. The next thing he knew, the sun was a giant, monstrously red. It took up half the sky, and he was in a parched red desert. And then, he was on fire.
What the fuck is happening?
Okay, that was weird. He could have sworn he just died. Instead, he was on the Farfarer, sailing away from Ubar. And it was still burning. He'd fled burning Ubar years ago, hadn't he? And now he was back there. Had all those years fighting the Empire been nothing but a vision into the future? A useful vision if it was true. He'd learned something. Zenobia still had feelings for him.
Alright, so story completed. What kind of hero? Hero doesn't let anything get in the way of his mission. Alright. Well, I guess that was that. I hope you enjoyed.